gentlemen, welcome aboard to another Friday night and a brand new interview for 2024. It's an exclusive. It's with a man that I've been chasing down over the internet for the last 4 weeks, stalking him like a madman, and eventually I've caught up with him. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Bill Skooler from Skooler Flare.
Right, how he's doing? Looking forward to these questions.
Fantastic. We're doing a wee profile interview on certain projects and different DJs that are really doing stuff just now. And your project had came up to me many a times. I hadn't known much about it because I kind of taken a wee break from music for about 7 years. So trying to play catch up, I came across your project. I was watching what you were doing and stuff like that, and I thought, I wonder if that's a guy that I know from a few years back. And it turns out it's the elusive Bill Skooler.
Hello.
And the first thing he said to me was, how much do I owe you? Absolutely love it. So without further ado, Bill, we'll go into some questions with yourself. We sent you over some questions, about 10, and it gives us a wee deep in-depth of your brand new project, Skooler and Flare, and also it gives us a wee bit of background on what you're doing. So without further ado, let's go into the questions. Can you walk us through your journey into music production? What initially sparked your interest in this field?
God, this is going back a while now. So it is. I left school and I needed a job. So I had a friend who was working in a recording studio. So I decided to go in with him. And then that was the very start of it. I started getting to understand about all the wee stuff and all mixers and keyboards and stuff, which I started to really enjoy. And then there was a guy called Frank, Big Frank. He was the engineer, and he was running Cubase, and then that's when I started getting into Cubase. And he just showed me wee things, and I was just enjoying it. My mate was going home, and I kept staying there, getting involved in everything and watching everything. And then Big Frank, he wanted me to stay to help him record bands and stuff coming in. So I would do that, and I started learning even more and more and more. So that's how I got into actually early production. So it is.
Well, fascinating, because I mean, me personally, I know you because you used to come into the Pure Dance Energy chat, and you used to, have a good blether on the Friday nights and stuff. And I knew that you were doing a project as well. I think at the time it was with Davey Walker, who's went on to big things as well. And you were doing, was it a remix for QFX and virtual reality?
Yeah, we did, yes.
Yeah,
that was good fun.
Yeah. I mean, now we're talking about 20 odd years ago, aren't we?
Yeah, God, it's a long time now.
Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Looking back at your extensive production history, what would you consider to be the most identifying moment or project that set you on a path to where you are?
See, that's the thing. Of so many, just working with just different people. But my biggest thing, I have to admit, is the Skooler Flare projects, which has only been happening 2 years now. So that's been my favourite and my best. But all the other ones were just learning curves, really, up until now.
Yeah, you absolutely surprised me, Bill. I haven't said this when we had our wee chat before we started the interview, but you done me the honours of sending me over some tracks. And Dumpling here, I had a listen to 6 tracks that was in the folder. I answered you and says, listen, I love the tracks, I'm going to play one later on. And then I thought about it, and I went back into the folder, and then I'd realised that you'd sent me your back catalogue albums, 2 albums plus an extra amount of track, and I thought, I'm never going to get through these. So I do apologise for being very naive. You have got an absolute back history with this Skooler Flare project, and it's going to be exciting to go into a wee bit more in depth. So moving on quickly to number 3. How has your approach to the music production evolved over the years? Are there any specific techniques and technologies that you greatly are influenced by with your style?
Well, I use hardware still. So I've been using hardware since the start, and I can't get away from it. But the new stuff like VSTs makes things a lot easier. Sampling times is a lot easier because I used to use the old iCais and stuff. And now you don't need to have limited memory because you've all the memory in the world on your computers and stuff. So that's really made things a lot better and stuff for us. And like stuff like sending friends who you're working with makes things a lot easier too, rather than having to go over to their studio or they come over to my studio, and that makes things a lot easier. So I'm glad technology's the way it is now.
Do you know, it's something that I've been having an issue over the last 24, 48 hours with technology. It's great when it works. When it doesn't work, it's an absolute nightmare. I know you're pushed for time, so I'll just keep on dropping these questions one after the other, Billy, if you don't mind.
Yep, go ahead.
What have been some of the biggest challenges you've faced in your career, and how have you overcome them?
That's a hard one. What I can remember is just family and stuff. Trying to do music and stuff with family around. It's really hard. And back in the day, because I was writing old school stuff, well, it wasn't really old school back then. It was like break beats. I was all still in that, and then the dance scene started coming in, and trying to get signed with the stuff I was doing. No one wanted it because no one was signing breakbeats anymore. The rave sound, proper rave sound. Now, years later, everybody's signing rave acts and bands, which is brilliant for me because that's what I grew up on, the rave sound, and that's partly why Skooler Flare actually started. But we didn't think we'd ever get signed by anybody, and now we're on about 7 different labels, which is brilliant. So just keep pestering people, labels and stuff. Just stick what you believe in.
Yeah, see, that's what happened to me, Bill, right? So I kind of knew you early days. Well, we'll not go back how long it was, but yeah. I knew you early days, and then I kind of went away and done my thing. Now, I've been away, as you said yourself there, doing family business and stuff like that. But go back into the music, and I find out that you've got albums, you've got tune after tune after tune. It would take me 3 months to go through and sit and analyse it if I really wanted to listen to every and I was like, holy moly. So what I'm saying is you've done absolutely fantastic. You've got so many tunes out there, different labels all happening and stuff like that, and I think the hardest thing you were saying there is finding the life-work balance kind of thing as well. Yeah. Moving on to question number 5. Reflecting on past projects, is there one that holds particular significance to you personally or professionally?
Well, I've worked with a lot of people. So, but I love working with friends. So I've been in the studio with TTF and all. That was amazing. But working with friends who knew for a long time, like my mate Moga, I went over to stay in his house, and we worked in the studio, and he just says to me, let's just do something for fun, not worry about labels signing you. And me and him just sat down for hours writing a tune, and it was brilliant. And that stuck in my head to this day. And what he says is just, let's just do it for fun. And that's what a lot of things is now, because people are trying to get out there, get famous for money and stuff, and they have to realise it's just for fun. And he's more or less taught me that just do it for fun, and that'll always stick in my head.
See, I think you absolutely nailed it there. That was one of the things I was speaking to DJRS and the Care Bear about when we were going to bring the Pure Dance Energy back and do a kind of wee podcast radio show. It had to be about fun. The last time we ended up getting involved with doing the events, and there was loads of pressure, and there was so much, what do you need to do sort of thing, and I didn't like that. I just like doing stuff for fun, having a laugh, and we're all human after all. Absolutely, Bill, you nailed that one there, by the way. Number 6, in your opinion, what sets Skooler and Flare apart from your previous work on other projects in the electronic dance scene?
The hard one, that too. we're three friends, and we decided it all started that we just decided to do the old school sound like we all loved, but we didn't care about getting signed. We didn't care about anything else. We just started for the passion of music, just friends and the passion of music. So we started writing anything we wanted. We were writing bits of hardcore, breakbeat, the rave, you name it, we were doing it. And we were just having fun. So we were, and that's just the whole thing about us. We just like to have fun. And that's what sets us apart, because everybody else, like a trance producer would just keep on writing trance. A dance producer just writing dance. We don't. We have no limits. We'll just do anything and we stick.
I mean, that's the thing, experimenting and enjoying music. When I was listening to some of the promos that you sent me over, that's what I was getting. Your creativity, you were experimenting with sound. There was loads and loads of different things going on there as well. So I kind of felt that with what you sent over. And I presume that's what Skooler Flare's all about as well.
Yeah, just do what we want, yeah.
Yeah, I totally go for that. I mean, see what you were saying earlier on, where people are trying to be famous and stuff like that. I think that's the kind of, the scene that kind of educates people that that's what you should be doing, but you shouldn't really. You should be making music that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving on once again, number 7 we're on. We are flying through these actually.
Yeah.
Can you delve into the creative process behind Skooler and Flare's music? How do you approach crafting tracks under this project? Now, I think you've already mentioned it's a trio. It's a couple of guys sitting down there, but how do you come up with the ideas?
Well, there's 3 of us. I'm in Belfast, and then there's Andrew, and then there's Chris. They're both in Newcastle, over in England. And how we approach things is, I would go in the studio and I would write a string arrangement or a piano arrangement, and I go, I like that, I hear something there. I would send them that over, either as MIDI or audio. It's like stems.
Yeah.
They would go, nah, I don't like that. And I'll go, that's all right, we'll change that. And we'll just keep going back and forth. And then Andrew would go, aye, we should use that. We should change the piano. We'll just keep bouncing off each other. Just send back and forth. Technology's awesome. When it works. That's all we do is I would write a few wee things, send it over. Then them boys would sit in their studio, work on a few more elements to it, send it back to me. I would write a few more elements or change elements. And that's all we do.
Yeah.
And then we would just either I would arrange it or them two would arrange it. You know what I mean? So it's actually simple, especially nowadays where you can do that and not be in the studio together.
Oh, I know. A few years ago, me and Dixie, it was early TeamViewer. We were experimenting with TeamViewer that he could sit in my DAW and I could sit in with him as well. But Dick was doing a lot of teaching with me, so it was better him coming in at my. But even to be able to think that you could do that is just incredible. Yeah,
it is.
So that is how you do it, because you are in different locations. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's working because I'm absolutely loving the sound. Do you know there was one of your tracks there, Bill? Just before I move on to the next track, there was one of the tracks you were that you sent over. Very high vocals, very piano, and I thought to myself, see that song as a DJ, that song next to Dream Frequency. Yeah, absolutely banging, love it. It just goes perfect. But I love that sound.
With many more coming out.
Oh,
more piano stuff. Yeah, I'm fully into my piano stuff. So yeah. That's always.
Well, you've got me on it. Yeah, you've got me on the fishing line. I'm hooked. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Once again, moving on, we're nearly at the end, so I'm sorry I'm pushing you on this as well. So collaborations often plays a significant role in your music productions. As you were saying, you're a trio, Skooler and Flare. Could you share an insight into your experience collaborating with others, both past and present? And you also did mention that you had worked with TTF as well, so I would be interested to hear your story.
Yeah, me and my friend Craig, I'm staying over at his house, and he knew John before I did, and then he done a track with John for the Danceland album. I joined the forum that all these people were in, so I got to know everybody. I got to know your man John and stuff. And Craig says to me, "Mom, we'll go over and do a track." So I wrote a track, so I had a tape and brought over, and was decided to go to John's, and John says, I like that song you did, because there was a couple on it, and we just sat down and recreated that track, but in his studio, which was kind of cool. So that was a really, really good day.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to try and get away. We tried to get home from Glasgow, which was a bit hectic. It was cracker though.
Yeah.
It was a day we'll always remember.
Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. So also that being a memorable experience. I know it's not on the question list, but what's been your favourite? What is your favourite type of collaboration? I mean, do you prefer sitting in a studio, or do you enjoy the way you're doing it over the internet and stuff like that, different locations?
No, honestly, I like in studios with other producers, because you learn a lot. I've been in a lot of studios with a lot of producers, and even I come out, I've learned something different.
Yeah.
Even the wee simplest of things, I would learn, and that really helps me in my projects. So it does. And then when I'm in a studio with someone else, I would have something there that they would go, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? That would help them, and that makes me happy knowing that I've showed someone something that they didn't know. So it's great when you're helping each other out. So no, I prefer to be in a studio. So I do.
Absolutely.
It's far better.
Yeah, and the vibe as well. Me and Deke have been talking about. Well, he's ready to do a wee bit as well. So I'll not hijack your interview about what Deke's doing. But the stuff that I sit down and learn off of this guy is incredible. I mean, he's so technical and he goes so in depth. I just want it done. I know it's all about patience and a bit of love.
It's good fun though.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
It is, especially
you have a laugh.
Especially when you have to listen to about 5,000 samples, sound samples or something, just to get there. Oh, but it's all worth it in the end.
That's when the arguments start.
I know.
You like a snare and they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good fun.
Me and Deke have finished Skype calls over that. Right, okay, Billy. I've got two more questions, and let me see. They should be good ones, because one means that you become Mr. Miyagi, but we'll get to that in a wee minute. What do you envision for the future of Skooler and Flare? Are there any significant goals or ambitions you hope to achieve with this project?
The same as the start. When we just started it, we didn't care. We don't care still to this day if we don't get any other gigs, Skooler and Flare or anything else. We're just doing it for the love. So really, we don't have that sort of blockage in front of us.
Uh-huh.
If nothing comes out of it, we're all right with that. If something comes out of it, well, that's better for us. Do you know what I mean? But we didn't set out to be this big band. We're just there for what we love doing. So if anything else does come out of it, then that's good.
So could I mean, excuse my ignorance here, Billy. Are you a PA setup as well, or
we're a PA setup? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, that's
we did a PA last year in Newcastle. So we did Shoe Shaker Fest.
Right, okay. I've only been back in paying attention for the last 6 months, so I might have just missed it. But I will go and have a wee look and see if there's any wee footage.
Videos now on YouTube and stuff, yeah.
I do apologise my ignorance there, by the way. But yeah, good stuff. So how did that feel as a PA? Was it good? Did you enjoy it? How did that all come about?
You know, like back in the day, when you went and seen bands, you got a better feeling watching bands than you do DJs. I'm a DJ myself, but I prefer bands, and I love going to see GFX, Ultrasonic, Dream Frequency, all elements up there on keyboards and stuff. And because I was a keyboard player even back then, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a PA, even playing things over, because everything's not live. So you can play bits of piano over it, strings over your stuff, and that's what I wanted to do. So when we first started, I said to Chris and Andrew, we should start as actually a PA as well, and try and just get to play a wee few places just for a laugh, just to try and get that feeling back to people that they're there to see something rather than just a guy up in a box. And then that's why we decided, you know what, we should do that. And then we got that gig in Shoe Shaker Fest, and it was amazing. So it was really, really amazing.
Fantastic. That does. It sounds. You actually gave me tingles listening to you. You know, good stuff. Can I ask a wee tiny question before we go to the last one? Right, I've been watching some of your videos on Facebook and stuff like that, and I noticed a wee production desk. By any chance, is that the AKMCP? What is it? 1+1?
Yes, that'll be Chris's.
What was that?
That'll be Chris's one.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
That's in Chris's studio, yeah.
Because you wouldn't believe this, I am just about to purchase that and the 37 MCPC 37 as well. So and I was like, oh, hey, look at that, very nice. Aye, so that was just a personal question, Bill.
Yeah, because Chris does our mix downs.
Right. Okay.
So he does, and the mastering, but sometimes we would get mastering done in other places. But Chris would be the more mix down guy and mastering guy as well. He's brilliant to that, so he is.
Brilliant. I should have asked that question when we're asking about your productions. That's good that you've actually said that as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's brilliant at it.
So moving on quickly to question number 10. Lastly, looking at your overall career trajectory, what advice would you offer aspiring producers who are just starting out in the industry?
Just have fun. Don't take it to heart. Don't look at what other people are doing, other artists, other DJs. Don't just do it by yourself. Make your own stuff, make your own sound, come away from the sheep. Just try and get in there and do what you like. Create what you are into, and don't worry about anybody else thinking it's not great or that doesn't sound like such and such. You're out there to change the sound because no one wants to be the same, and plus we need advancement in music sound. So just if you want to put a rave sound in a trance track, you do it. If you want to make a hardstyle track with classical stuff in it, do it. Don't let anybody tell you not to, because that will stop you straight away. Just do what you want and actually be that person who changes or makes a new genre.
Absolutely, words of wisdom. I did say you would have your Mr. Miyagi moment, but that was great. Absolutely. Billy, I would love to thank you on behalf of the Party Den and Pure Dance Energy for taking time out. I know it's been a weird 24 hours, but we got there in the end, and I really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Can I ask one more question?
Yep.
What's the future for your PA, and have you got any more bookings on the way?
No, we're not having any more bookings at the minute because we're working on more stuff. We're working on remixes. We have a few remixes coming out that of known tracks, which I can't say at the moment.
Okay.
But we will start to focus more on the PA as well. But yeah, we just want our name out there more. Do you know what I mean? Before we start getting big bookings and stuff, because no one knows who we are as much as the big boys out there. So it's up to them who want to book us, really. But we just want to have fun. So we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that you've got a product that people are going to be very, very interested in, and you've obviously got your internet support. I've been watching what you've been doing over the last wee while, and you've got so much traction. There's all different internet shows and boys playing your tunes and stuff like that. It can only get better. So from us here at the Party Den, we wish you all the success, and we offer our support and anything that we can do in the future. We'll keep our fingers crossed we could do something very soon. Okay, Billy?
Thank you very much.
I thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. It has been Bill Skooler from the Skooler Flare project.